So I'm Greg Spolenka.
My name's Paul Bonner, Englishman.
I'm Tara McPherson from New York City.
My name is Mark Schultz. I'm a storyteller. I primarily tell my stories in visual terms.
I'm Dan Dos Santos, and I'm a science fiction fantasy illustrator.
Freelance illustrator, artist. Well, freelance illustrator technically from leaving college, art college illustration course, and hopefully evolved into an artist over the years.
Professional illustrator in publishing for 25 to 30 years, and also I worked as a concept designer in film worked on 5 feature CG animated and live action films.
I'm an artist. I like to work in oils for my paintings, and I show in a lot of galleries.
When I have my druthers, when I have the time to do so, I like to tell my stories in comic form, or graphic novel form, as it's popular to call it these days.
Primarily, I do urban fantasy book covers.
And now I consider myself more of an artist entrepreneur. And also, I guess you could say there's a part of me that loves to teach.
I illustrate prose stories. I illustrate prose stories. See, I'm getting into trouble here already.
Did I say empowerment? Empowered.
And I also write. I illustrate stories that I've written, and I write for comics as well.
To become an empowered artists creating their own art empires. How about that?
What does spectrum mean to me?
What does spectrum mean to me?
Yeah, spectrum, it's a tricky one.
What does spectrum mean to me? Lately, I think family.
Spectrum means a celebration of the artist's personal vision.
First foremost thought when I think of spectrum is actually being a part of something. And it's my art that gives me a ticket to be a part of something.
It's quality. It's recognition of the best that's being done in fantastic illustration. It has been for a long time. I don't think that's any different definition that you're going to hear from a lot of other people.
It seems like a really fun way to bring together the artists and the fans. You don't always get that at San Diego Comic-Con. It's overwhelming there, to say the least. And this seems like, well, someone said that it's how Comic-Con was like in the very beginning. So I appreciate that.
It's not really anything to do with being professional and being on the outlook for work or opportunities. It's just having a need to be a part of something. And for the first time ever, or at least in my experience, that Kathy and I have given that opportunity, created a visual forum where people can just be a part of something. And as soon as I saw it, I just wanted to be a part of it.
And I'd say, yeah, ultimately it's a true celebration of an art form that for a long time really was not maybe as appreciated as much as it could be. And this is where I bow to Kathy and Arnie for having the vision to, and I say the courage, because some of these artists are simply masters of their craft, and I mean some of the most amazing artists on the planet. But because they're fantasy artists or sci-fi artists, they're not considered maybe serious artists. But finally there was a forum where they could be appreciated to the fullest extent.
When I put it in perspective, the exciting thing about Spectrum is it has been around for 20 years. Serving a field, illustration, which is not known for longevity. Things change rapidly. Publishers come and go rapidly. Spectrum has been a standard bearer for quality, and it's held up, and it's stayed an important standard bearer for 20 years. That's significant.
The more I think of it, I start to think how much this book has had an impact on the genre and what I want to do with my own work. And I've met so many amazing people as a result of that. This convention is hundreds of artists, and I know the majority of them, which is kind of crazy, and I consider them some of my closest friends. And it's undoubtedly from that book that all of this exists. I really do consider, my competition in the field are my greatest comrades, and I think it fosters this sense of family.